Believe it, what has happened to Enea Bastianini coming to the grid? Second bike, the marshals of course now are going to have to try and pick up that motorcycle and make sure there's nothing on the circuit. Green,
it looks like it's already over for him, but we will go racing. Lights out here, look at that work. The Ducati of Bagnaia is trying to come through on the slipstream into turn one. Here he comes up the end.
With Yamaha's new front hole shot device, but couldn't quite get the drag down into San Donato. Bagnaia then pinched it. Ready.
Yeah, Oliveira, that is the Portuguese rider. What a fantastic start it was from him. Zarco fourth ahead of Miller. Binder. Here we go, dropping down the hill through Casanova already. I've thought about it there into fair stages.
Fantastic start then by the Portuguese Grand Prix winner last year. The Portuguese man, Miguel Oliveira, seventh. New chassis underneath him on the RC16. Under pressure from Zarco early on, no way through. Mir up the inside of
Joan Mir. Binder just struggling to settle in the early stages. There's Marc Marquez. He made up a place. He's in 10th. They'd have made up a couple of places as well. Remember, he's got to try and make use of that soft tire. Big moment on the rear end there for Zarco.
And that would have just fired him out of the seat. Early warning for Zarco. He gathered it all back up. Lap one then about to be chalked off here in Ducati. He leads by almost half a second. Zarco, can he get through on Quattararo with some slipstream? No, he can't.
Binder's been bullied. He's been passed by Rins. He's been passed by Aleix Espargaro, and he's now just one place ahead of Morbidelli. Marc Marquez then crashes out. He's perfectly okay, but he goes down.
Frank in Le Mans early on after a tangle with Pol Espargaro. This time around it's Marc Marquez. Marquez on the floor, then our SRT, but no point scoring possibility now. You think for Morbidelli.
Down! He's down! Bagnaia has gone down!
Bagnaia has blown it in Mugello, head in hands, a second-hand destroyed factory. Bagnaia down and out on lap two.
The first mistake we've seen from Pecco Bagnaia
and Zarco. It's France versus France here now in Italy. Soul-destroying crash that for Quattararo in second place. He's down at Arrabbiata 2. Thankfully he's okay. Now then, Quattararo kilometres an hour. Zarco leads with the slipstream. He fires in the fastest lap of the race as well, 46.
Nakagami getting aggressive then. He's made up another place. He's through on Pirro, but Pirro bites back. Here comes the battle then of trying to get back through.
Catch your breath in Mugello. Bastianini out before the start of the race. Marquez, the race pace over the full distance to keep Fabio Quattararo behind him. That's brilliant. There was not a lot of room. And get his head down and break away from Zarco.
Yeah, Zarco, it looked like he might have found something in morning warm-up. Away on the Red Bull KTM there in third, ahead of Miller, Rins, Mir, Aleix Espargaro and Brad Binder to fight back in the latter stages. Further down the order, Nakagami 10th ahead of Pol Espargaro, despite the fact that a few riders have crashed up ahead of him.
Yeah, and Valentino Rossi, a humbling home Grand Prix so far.
2 times, and Mir there is also trying to get through.
Well, the Suzukis aren't going to be able to slipstream. Splits away on that Ducati, and Zarco again with the slipstream and nudging one over 300. Yeah, the turbulence of the move made by Zarco really unsettled Quattararo, but he strikes back into 3.
That's fantastic to bite straight back in the first few sectors.
That's what he has to do, Steve, isn't it? He has to make those moves to exploit the strengths of the Yamaha. It's agile, it's got the agility, the manoeuvrability to work.
He's losing momentum, and you can quite clearly see it there, visibly. This is Alex Bagnaia.
So what happened then pre-race? An incident involving Joan Zarco and Enea Bastianini to be
He's on the curb. He was on the curb on the exit of Arrabbiata 1. Watch this as he's tipping it in.
More margins for... Did the punishment fit the crime? Some will say not, but down and out.
He's getting closer. They can't find a way past on the start-finish straight past Jack Miller, but they've got the speed here. Rins, turn 1.
Yeah, worrying times are now for Zarco, because this time Quattararo was able to put enough distance between himself and he to take the lead back. Quattararo's got his head down here. He's in the 46s. PB lap from the Frenchman, also about 4 tenths further back of the Frenchman.
In the background there, Brad Binder has got past Aleix Espargaro over Domenicali. Stefano Domenicali, no relation. Apparently. Mick Doohan as well, all chatting through. We have got no idea what happened with Enea Bastianini on the warm-up. Can you enlighten us at all?
I didn't see it, guys, but the motor braking, you know.
Okay, thank you very much for that. What a move that is from Joan Mir at turn 11 on his teammate. Remains in front. He goes up into 5th. Good stuff from the world champion.
Blue on blue. That was brilliant. Problem is, head in hands for Pecco Bagnaia. He knows that was a golden chance that slipped through his grasp. But Steve said, how costly could that be in the final reckoning in this MotoGP World Championship? Because Fabio Quattararo trying to dish out the old
difference between the Ducatis and the Suzukis and Rins. Here going back past Joan Mir.
When he was trying to get on tabs with the two Ducatis of Petrucci and Dovizioso and the Honda of Marc Marquez in 29 and 3/4 of a second away in 4th place. So he knows exactly the problem in the dilemma.
Started to get into his groove. Fabio Quartararo into the 46ers. Again, yeah, that's back-to-back for him and Zarco. Here he comes to start testing. Oh, blimey, it's Zarco that's gone absolutely bang on the money. That could have been a lot worse.
Now then, Jack Miller somehow keeping those two Suzukis at bay behind him. Alex Rins now thought about him that 1,141 metre start-finish straight. There's nothing the Suzukis can do. They're giving up.
The door was open and through he goes. That's great from Alex Rins. He had to do that, but the big problem he's got now.
You need 4th, 5th, 6th, no problem. No worries, Jack Miller goes on through the Aussie. Absolutely no experience when you're Alex Rins. You're doing all that hard work for the rest of the lap, and then it's just free time for
Fabio Quartararo, the only rider in the 146ers on that last lap. His gap is now up to 8/10 ahead of Zarco. Spargaro are closing. Joan Mir's been told mapping 2. Alex Rins as well as they...
Kelly Pirro doing an outstanding job on the Pramac Ducati. He's in 9th place. He's a couple of seconds for Jack Miller's Ducati. Miller, though, there's no way through as we look forward to Rins and Miller.
Heading up towards the hairpin. Corantayo, and look at Binder now. He's right on them, and Binder, but he holds on to his position.
He had a moment there as well through Corantayo. They've got to be patient here. Although is he? He's running that tighter line. That's the better turning and the better edge grip of the Suzuki. But the Ducati to sweep straight back on by. Nothing Rins can do. Absolutely powerless.
Simon, your thoughts on
paper, I saw yesterday all the way to the end. The problem with the off the corners to try and stay with Jack, they can't flow and keep that tyre good. They've got to, and if they keep having to do that, they're going to use more rear, which is harder for them. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing at the moment.
Coming on the start finish straight, Mir's seen that. That was clever by Alex Rins. Get a move done when you can. It's all about turning where Miller's been struggling and try and put that gap now. Mir's going for it as well. Mir had to do it.
Binder has also capitalised. He's gone through on Jack Miller as well. So Miller down to 7th, close up on the Suzuki.
Well, it was a hard move by Mir. It had to be. It pushed Miller way wide, and that allowed Binder coming through in 2021. Cashing minds back to the Qatar Grand Prix, where it got fairly ugly late.
For Fabio Quartararo at the moment, his fastest lap of the race at 46.8, and in the background there, Miller on the start-finish straight, a bit wide there from Joan Mir, the world champion.
Now then, Alex Rins over. Likewise, Alex Rins. Zarco holding station in 2nd place with the exact same time as well, a 40 to those 46s. He had a couple of low 147 flats and then hammer down again from Quartararo. But it's clear then of Zarco in 2nd.
We're on board here with Maverick Vinales and his race-winning chances, unfortunate at the Repsol Honda of Pol Espargaro. But this is a battle he doesn't want to be in. It's for 11th place.
Back it through on compatriot Pol Espargaro. Rossi up to 15th. He's just taken that spot from the end. 1.3 seconds slower than Quartararo on that previous lap. Franco Morbidelli, as you'd expect. Marini, who's having a very difficult Italian Grand Prix. Stunning start the weekend for Marini on Friday. Was hoping for being a pretty tough race as well for Marini so far, down in 18th place.
Quartararo 6/10 quick. Rightly pointed out, they had the speed, but they had a big Ducati in their way, and now they've got a lot of work to do. Delhi. These guys are battling all the way back in 18th and 19th at the moment.
Now he tagged. That was one of the KTMs by the looks of it, wasn't it? So that was what put Mark
that he's made contact with.
Oh, Franco Morbidelli, how on earth did he avoid that falling? Morbidelli dumped him to the back of the pack, but thankfully he was able to stay on board. Premature end then to Marquez's Grand Prix.
Suzuki riders, Rins and Mir, are closing. Just in the background you can see Rins, number 4.
I don't think we're going to get a repeat of Fabio Quartararo's physical blow-up in Jerez, where he red, and he looks brilliant right now. He's over 2 seconds clear. As you can hear the wheel spin being generated there out of Bacchini corner.
And again, another 10th or 2 taken out here as Joan Mir challenges his team.
Rins just got a wheelie over the crest, and that's what cost him a bit of driving. We just had to roll out of it slightly there. Mir, though, 2 Suzuki men.
Yeah, neither will want to lose this fight. Joan Mir and Alex Rins.
Got to be careful on to Zarco and Oliveira, but if they carry on roughing each other up, that's going to disrupt their rhythm, and it will comp so he can reel in Zarco and Oliveira ahead of him.
This man, Fabio Quartararo, well on his way to He's lapping well, but he's in 9th. lapping as good as the guys in second and third. And then it's Spargaro and Valentino Rossi in 15th.
You know, it's all ifs, buts, whats and maybes, but case before the mixed conditions, and we had our rare flag-to-flag in Le Mans last time out, this could have been potentially here. The postcard surroundings of the Tuscany Mountains. He's now 2.6 seconds clear.
Do have the speed of Quartararo, found themselves in the wrong positions on the grid.
And what will really give shot device, because he got a brilliant start off the line. Pecco Bagnaia had to be really late on the brakes to get the whole shot in. Close quarter combat right at the beginning of this race, because since that point, well, nobody has seen this young man. Between Oliveira and Mir, that's creeping down as well to 1.3 seconds. Mir was much quicker.
Joan Mir is much quicker than Quartararo. Binder's even quicker as well. It just shows you, doesn't it? Again, Kes.
Steve, is this a sorry farewell to Majestic Mugello for Valentino Rossi? It could well, may well be the dreaded R-word, retirement for the 42-year-old, but at the moment, 17 seconds adrift of Fabio Quartararo already.
We're halfway through this MotoGP race.
Okay, we'll come back to you very shortly, Simon, as the 300 horsepower MotoGP motor leading by 3 seconds. He's just slackened up his pace down to a 47.4. That's last time around. And Mir, we know, traditionally, last 10 laps, he's brilliant. He's super. Shinichi Sahara, talking to Simon pre-race, felt that his man was going to come on strong in the latter third of this Grand. There now for you.
It has, guys, thank you. What I wanted to do was, you know, I already listed, I knew, obviously, Johann Zarco, and, I mean, if you look at these two on screen, also, there's another KTM a bit further back, and Brad Binder, I mean, another Sunday man. Plus, the KTM has the hard front because it needs that.
For that, Simon, we'll certainly keep an eye out. No one's got anything to try and fight Quartararo without front, but because the Suzuki boys now are right on top of Zarco here and Miguel Oliveira.
Best for Salo Campinotti, Pramac Ducati boss, looks on. It's been a good weekend for them, signing a new 3-year contract with the 24 at least. Yeah, Mir's got that gap now down to Oliveira to under a second for the first time. And then coming up for Maverick Vinales, who's in 10th place, trying to keep Michele Piro behind him.
In the smaller classes here in Mugello, adores this circuit. It is good to see him back up there. 2 KTMs at the moment inside the pace has just improved again. Likewise, Aleix Espargaro. The gap between Miguel Oliveira and...
There's a bit of Mugello misery coming the way of Spargaro, Steve. He's just nowhere on the Repsol Honda. Hizzling to get in the 47s at the moment. 48.1 the last time around for Paul. He's down in 14th spot.
Start-finish straight in the approach to San Donato, turn 1. These are the guys fighting for second. T4 yesterday, he looked like he was really struggling outside the top 10. Not really an awful lot of answers by the end.
There's trouble coming his way, though, post-race for the pre-race incident with Enea Bastianini. We know the stewards are going to have a look at it. That Zarco can get the Ducati's grunt off the corner, up the hill, going towards turn 2. He was just...
At the moment, though, Zarco lapping in the 47 still. He's found a second overall. Pecco Bagnaia, who crashed whilst leading here in Mugello, if you're just tuning in, will go down the order through the championship as it stands. Miguel Oliveira is as close to Johan's rider.
Yeah, and the 2 Suzukis are starting to look really menacing, aren't they? Particularly in the form of world champions made yet again. It would be an 8th runner-up position for him in MotoGP, but thrown at him by Oliveira. It's coming in the shape of 2 Suzukis as well.
Oliveira get into the slipstream of Johann Zarco. He's certainly pretty close to him. The moment Ducati just enough to make a move into turn 1. Simon.
Yes, guys, when I said Indian have the advantage, I meant over the Ducati.
The stronger of the 2 Suzukis at the moment, which is interesting. Frankie Carcetti and Joan Mir this weekend. Alex Rins was the Suzuki rider that had the superior pace. Joan Mir,
when he finally found a way through on Rins and Miller, and since that point, with a clear track ahead of him, he's done consistent laps.
Lovely. Oliveira lined that one up beautifully. That was great. He had to do that. The KTM moves up into second, and now Johann Zarco is in real trouble.
Well, surely they've been struggling for pace at this stage of the race. At least he's going to be able to rely on that 300 horsepower underneath him this straight.
Johann Zarco just looks like he's struggling a bit with rear end grip, doesn't he? but still, Oliveira outbreaks him into turn 1. He holds on to second spot.
Yeah, we've seen this weekend with that better right corner. The KTM has been no slouch on the start-finish straight here in Mugello as well. In fact, they've been a match for Ducati down the years. There's nothing wrong with the poke of that KTM.
He's making life very difficult. This is going to allow the KTM of Miguel Oliveira to try and break free of the Suzukis, because
yeah, Mir will see Oliveira is starting to check out, and there's daylight. It was that classic Mir move though. He's done that 2 or 3 times already in this race. Into turn 11, up the Oliveira for second.
He needs Alex Rins now to do something similar. Again, we've got the start-finish straight coming up shortly.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, Steve? Mir's got to get the alliate with the brute horsepower of the Ducati. Now the onus on Alex Rins to try and find a way through quick.
Jared Zarco was miles behind. He's not close enough. Mir did get the perfect exit then. And so now, Fabio Quartararo, El Diablo, look at that.
Totally different league. Operate brake. He looks so good in Jerez, good in the dry in Le Mans, brilliant in Portimao, super. And can you believe it? We came into this Grand Prix thinking that, oh, that's Rins, beautiful. Zarco struggling in this Grand Prix. There was a lot of people thinking this could be the first ever Ducati podium lockout in Grand Prix history.
Right now, you see the damage from where Bastianini went into him. That's not affect. Bastianini is okay. But wow, that's got to be looked at. Now of Miguel Oliveira. We saw Pit Virus celebrating earlier on, but he might not be settled podium yet this year. They've got 5 laps coming up to try and fight past
Mick Doohan. It's not been a particularly happy hunting ground here. Zarco in hot for him in terms of the battle with Alex Rins. He's going to be dropping back into the clutches of Binder and Miller if he's not careful as well.
He's paying for starting 15th place on the grid.
It's getting worse for Pol Espargaro as well. He's just been picked out down in 15th place. Not what Pol Espargaro was hoping. He was looking for a big boost going home to Barcelona. At the Barcelona, Catalonia was Pol Espargaro, but this has been a very difficult Italian Grand Prix.
Not close enough here. Of course, this is all paying into the hands of Quartararo in terms of the championship. There you see Zarco and Bagnaia would be locked on points heading into Catalonia next week. There's still a few twists.
Yeah,
exactly.
That a little bit better. Just even one more row and it'd be a different...
Oh, Rins has made another... Way too much. Rins has crashed out of a podium chance again.
Wins it yet again. Can you believe it? A 4th consecutive no point scoring for him in his Grand Prix career. He's going to have 4 successive races without troubling the point scoring places for him inside that factory Suzuki garage. Pressure ramping up big time on Rins now.
Seconds clear of Oliveira and Joan Mir. Just in the background there then, Zarco at the moment holding a row. 7th, Nakagami 8th, Viñales now is up to 9th, Pirro in 10th. This feeling that maybe Alex Rins had put all of those demons to bed, that this was the chance for him to reach. For now, we focus on this battle for second place. Joan Mir, can he hunt down a brilliant Miguel? Up towards we go, turn 15, the final corner.
Alex Rins, another DNF for him. There's going to be questions asked pretty soon because that races and he's surrendered such massive golden point scoring chances. Nakagami is...
turn 14. That's Biondetti too, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's lost too much in the end of the soft rear. There's been a fair few riders go out of this race here in Italy. Valentino Rossi, he's got Iker Lecuona and Danilo Petrucci up ahead of him though. Petrucci on for another top 10. Pirro on for... No, it's Pirro.
It's Pirro. A big dust cloud kicked up after Rins' latest big error.
Well, Rossi's got the speed advantage. Challenge Iker Lecuona in the battle for 10th place, so there could be a top 10 on offer here for the Doc into turn 4. In the meantime, out front, Miguel Oliveira, place that we go to live now. Across the line, there are just 2 laps remaining.
Is really fast down that start-finish straight. You can't rely on a slipstream in the fast and flying sections as well. The KTM has never really had any kind of grip levels, edge grip. What can win here as well? That crash for Rins kind of galvanised him a little bit as well. So you
him in that fight. What can you say about Fabio Quartararo, though? He's been utterly flawless here today.
He was back in 2008, that record looks like it's going to be beaten. There's been a pole jinx as well here in Mugello.
No win from Pulse, not quite close enough. It looks like here to be able to fight for those podium positions. Well, Aleix Espargaro, given the physical condition he's in, he's had that arm drained in 7th place. That's a great result for Aprilia again here.
Yeah, another solid top 10 from Aleix.
Will be taking a nice advantage into the Grand Prix of Catalonia, by the way, a circuit he adores. But who takes 2nd and 3rd? Does Miguel Oliveira hold on, or does the world champion have something to say? Is there a bit
2nd place? He was marginally quicker on that last lap than Mir by about a 1/10 of a second. Fantas himself having not scored a top 10 in the opening 5 races.
You know, if Zarco is on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, we've seen him have a few problems with wheel spin coming out of Puccini there, haven't we?
His first podium of the year awaits. He's not had a top 10 so far this year. He's trying to find a way through. He fancied a look there. He wasn't close enough. There's got to be a move coming.
Close enough to get Oliveira into the last corner. That's surely it into Puccini. He hasn't got the speed and he's not going to be close enough. No. Miguel Oliveira has been absolutely inch perfect on this last lap, as has Fab. Another Mugello masterclass from this man.
Absolutely fantastic. Fabio Quartararo, his first podium of the season. That one is for Jason de Pasquier. 3rd, Zarco 4th, Binder takes 5th, Miller 6th, ahead of Aleix Espargaro.
Yamaha Garage, Tom, the close friend of Fabio Quartararo there, holding the Swiss national sticker on Fabio Quartararo's helmet, and the emotion will come flooding out now.
So difficult for these MotoGP riders. Oh, Oliveira, on the last lap. This has happened in every class so far today. And he's going to lose 2nd. Massimo Meregali, what a ride by his man Fabio Quartararo.
Massimo,